Good evening, folks. Welcome back to another Monday Night Live chat. Hope everybody is well. Hope you've all had a fab weekend. Sure, I say the same things every week. It's becoming a little bit of a monotonous thing, isn't it? But it's really good to see you all. We've got a few in tonight already. We've been having a little bit of a chat in the background, as you can kind of see down the side here. So I think it looks like Michael was in. I don't know what time Michael was in. Kyle was complaining, why isn't it 9 o'clock yet? And I think it was about 8:45 at that point. I was just getting in to get set up. So, how is everyone then? We'll say hello to everybody in a few minutes. We'll just, I'm sure we'll get a few people starting to catch up. As you can see tonight, Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team is our main topic. We've had a good drip feed of information from Games Workshop over the last few weeks. I've seen some more photographs tonight, which I've shared, and we'll be going through them tonight as well. But it's not all Warhammer 40,000 Kill Team tonight. We'll also probably touch on the new Lord of the Rings release as well by Games Workshop. We've got Mantic's, we've got Mantic's Dead Zone summer campaign for the Outbreak campaign. We'll probably touch on that as well. So we've got plenty of stuff going on. And yeah, don't forget, we've also got a little giveaway for this this Warhammer 40,000 messenger bag. So that's somewhere safe. Not blocking the vents on my computer there, otherwise that could be a disaster. So let's say hello to a few of the people we've got in the chat tonight. So I'll go back to the stop. We've got Michael in from Miniature Painting. Nice to see you, Michael. Hope you're doing well, buddy. We've got Kylan as well. Kyle was in a tournament at the weekend. I think it potentially was the first AOS 2.0 tournament. He might have some things to say about that as well. So nice to see you, Kyle. And he also been playing. He's managed to convince his wife as well to start playing some card games as well. So that might be something we start chatting about tonight as well. Because there's a few people, I think, trying to introduce partners into games and stuff. We've also got Mark in as well. Evening, Mark. We've got Christian's coming as well. Nice to see you again, Christian. Our last giveaway winner. Will you win it twice in a row? Who knows? And then we've got Andrew Pearson as well. Good evening, Andrew. Nice to have you with us. We've got Mr. Spooky Thang. Evening, Tony. Hope you're very well too. We've got Adam Rogers is in as well. Good evening. Said it's been a date night, so he's had a couple of drinks. I'm sure that'll just make a nice lively debate tonight. We've also got Horrid Person in. Good evening, Gene. Hope you're well too. We've got Gary Hollandale in. Evening, Gary. We've got Neil Anderson in. Evening again, Neil. Hope you're well, buddy. Andrew's saying he's a bit hot and bothered there. Somebody turned down the temperature. We're not used to it here in the UK. I'm assuming you're in the UK, Andrew. I've got the window open in here as well. I've been trying to air the place out. It gets a little bit warm as the chat goes on. These lights that I've got up here, trying to get my green screen working and light my wonderful face, tend to get a little bit hot as the night goes on. If you start seeing little beads of sweat and rosy cheeks, you know what it is. We've also got Steve from Steve's Small World. Nice to see you, Steve. Anybody that hasn't checked out Steve's channel, head over there and check it out. He's done some really good videos recently about resin casting and putting in sort of inks or tints into the resin as well. Look really good, definitely worth checking out. So good to see you, Steve. I know you're at work, so you're kind of on the low down, eh? Or on the down low, isn't it, rather? I should say. We've got Mark saying that he's received the Chased by a Board and Cards today. So there's the new ones out. No doubt we'll have a bit of a chat about that as well. Neil is saying, can we have a kill team party? If you want to have a kill team party, Neil, I'll have a kill team party with you, mate. Now we're new best friends. It seems you weren't quite sure who the friends were today. Well, now we're new best friends. We'll have a party, eh? We've also got, let's have a quick chat. Gene is saying about Lord of the Rings stuff's looking sharp too. Yeah, I think it's starting to get a few people interested who maybe didn't get into it the first time around. We've got Robert is in as well. Good evening, Robert, all the way from the USA. I forget which part of USA you're from, Robert. Do you want to let me know down in the chat? And I'm sure it's probably a really strange time for you over there as well. It's either could potentially be middle of the afternoon or something like that. So thank you for joining me. Really appreciate that, mate. We've got Barry Clyburn as well from Chicago. Howdy to you too, buddy. Says it's plenty warm here too. Everybody's feeling the heat, aren't they? What is it? Is this the end of the world? Is this how it all goes down? The temperature turns up. Games Workshop start launching skirmish games, and all of a sudden the place burns down. We've got we've got a few bits of temperatures here. Adam's saying it's 27 degrees there. I think it's like here 27, 28, something like that. Michael's saying it's 32 Celsius in the Netherlands. Goes up into the 40s soon. Bloody hell. We've got Jens in as well. Evening, Jens. How you doing, buddy? Says maybe I'm in later. Say a short hello and kill team. See you later, maybe. Thanks for dropping in, Jens. Really nice of you. Hopefully I see you again later, mate. We've got Peter Higgins in. He says, hey everyone, thought I'd missed this for a moment. We've literally just started, mate. I'm trolling through the chat at the minute. Let's say hello to a few people who we've got in, and then we'll crack on from there as well. So nice to see you, Peter. Thanks for joining us. Robert's wife says hello. Can everyone say hello to Robert's wife? Hello there, and congratulate her on a very fantastic garden as well. We've seen the pictures, so nice one there. Neil's saying Titanicus is coming as well. Yeah, there was a lot more of that shown at the weekend, wasn't there, as well, at the, what was it? It was the Forge World and Specialist Games Day as well, so no doubt we'll catch on to that as well at some point. Neil is saying heat is bad, rain is good. Yeah, you're built like me, mate. I'm not built for the heat either. I just get myself all ratty and miserable. Gary's saying it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit there. What's that? It's probably about 30 degrees Celsius as well. Adam is saying that the heat's from Rapture. We didn't realise because everyone picked the wrong religion. We don't talk about religion here, right? Let's not go down that path. It's a dark path and it leads to the wrong place. We've got Michael is saying as an atheist he's in bigger trouble. We've got Graham in as well. Evening, Graham. How you doing, mate? Just saw the Wild West Exodus box you've been making for yourself. Looks fantastic, mate. Mark's saying hello to Robert's wife as well. We've got Gareth 40K as well. New name there. Nice to see you, Gareth. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm assuming with a name like Gareth 40K, you're here for the Kill Team chat tonight as well. And somebody else complimenting Robert's wife on her garden. And Robert's wife says, thank you. You're welcome. So everybody, how's everyone doing? How was your weekend? What you been up to? Did anybody go down to Warhammer World for the Specialist Games and the Forge World Open Day? Did you see all of the bits and pieces that were shared? Did you see the Lord of the Rings stuff? Anybody interested in that? Has anybody been playing any games at AOS 2.0? Anybody been playing any card games? I know Kyle had been playing some card games I think it was Saturday night. I forget what the games were. Let me know what they were again, Kyle, and we'll have a chat about them. I've also just had an email tonight from a company, and I'm going to forget the name of the game now, so I might even have to dive in the background and check my emails as well and remind me what it was called. Which was, it's a new board game that's coming to Kickstarter later this year, based upon the game Shadow Tactics. So that looked quite interesting, kind of ninjas, and in fact, let me just flick up this on the screen, and we'll share it with you as well, so you can see what it is. Something to have a quick look at while we click across there. So this is a new game that is coming later this year, Shadow Tactics. Kind of ninjas, very stealth mechanics. Miniatures look really nice, based upon the PC game. And coming later this year. So I got a nice email from the company asking me if I'd be interested in having a look at this to do some reviews or any chats about it. It says it's potentially 4 to 6 players, about 60 minutes a scenario. Well, that could be something later in the year on the channel as well. So let's get rid of that. So who else we got? We got a few more faces just appeared as well. We've also got Green Stuff Games just come in. Evening, Josie. Hope you're well. Kyle is saying the games he was playing was Zeus on a Moose and Rory Story Cubes. I don't know much about Zeus on a Moose, but I did Google Rory Story Cubes after you mentioned it, and actually it looks the kind of game be really funny after a few beers, and also be perfect to play with the kids as well. Be a bit of a good mix. So that seemed like quite a good game as well. Josie's been painting ghosties, is it, or ghosts? I'm assuming you've got some Night Haunt models there. I think they did pretty well at the weekend in a tournament that we had up here in the northeast. So they're looking like they might be the thing to watch for. I know Seraphon, I think, won the tournament, so that's a bit something to think about, I think, with the new rules. So Tony is saying he played Escape the Dark Castle for the first time, a bit of a hybrid between the Fighting Fantasy books and a simplified Elder Sign. Yeah, it was Ross that I was speaking to at UK Games Expo who played it and recommended it to me, and I must admit I forgot to go back and pick it up. But he was raving about it as well. Everybody seems to speak very highly of it. I missed a couple of chats there as well. Saying so Gene was saying Lord of the Rings, great rule set. There's a few people said it's probably the best rule set Games Workshop ever made. Can't comment on that. Don't know for sure. So that's just what I've heard. And he says made them bank during the movie craze, but I'm not sure Warhammer players wanted more fantasy and it crossed over. Prefer it to Warhammer. And Graham is also saying thanks Andy. Really pleased with how this turned out in the end. Thought I'd have a watch again as Kill Team sounds very interesting. Yeah, it definitely does, and we'll come on to that in about 2 or 3 minutes, I think, or 5 minutes. Let's just we've got John in tonight as well. So John Whitesnake is in. Evening, John. Hope you're well too, buddy. Are you on holiday at the moment, or were you just kind of playing games outdoors a bit on a bit of a break? I couldn't tell from your picture, and I also hear you maybe coming this side of the Atlantic at some point this year. So we'll have a chat about that later on as well. We've got Michael has said he's got a very clear idea about Kill Team. It's a dead zone copy, period. I'm sure there's many people will agree with you, Michael. I'm sure many people will have the complete inverse opinion. But that's what we're all about tonight. Compare and contrast. We've got Peter Higgins is saying he's been messing with the new Everlasting Wet palette from Redgrass. Early days yet, but okay so far. I've heard loads of people raving about that. It's not something I would have thought about buying, really, because you can kind of make your own version of it. But I guess in this weather, wet palettes are sort of gold, really, because there's no way you can keep your paint sort of dry, keep your paint wet, I suppose, in this heat. So I think what we'll do is we'll start off now. We've got 30 viewers in. Looks about right. We've got, so yeah, for anybody that's a little bit late in, we've got, just reach down. We've got this bag to give away this evening. So this is, let me just open it up. It's from Games Workshop, and it is a messenger bag. If I can just clip it open, with a nice little carry handle on there, and loads of places, pockets to put your dice, your bits of pens. It's got a nice pocket on the top. Be perfect for Kill Team, to put the little sort of carry pack that you've got, little model box. Get one of those from Games Workshop, put them inside, put your rule book in there as well, a few dice, and your tape measure, and you're ready to go. So perfect, absolutely perfect from that. What we'll do is I'll just have a quick look here as well. Michael's saying let the poo fly. Josie is saying, can somebody explain more on new Lord of the Rings game? We'll definitely touch on that, Josie. John saying he's playing hooky from work to catch the live stream. Yes, I'll be there after Thanksgiving to watch some Arsenal. Nicely done, mate. Nicely done. Michael says it's a perfect bag for Dead Zone. I'm sure you could. You can always spray paint it, mate, with your skills. Tony saying even my wet palette keeps drying out in this heat. And Peter says, "Ooh, very swish." I think actually I got the bag from Games Workshop. It was part of a store birthday thing. So. I've never used it. I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to give it to somebody else this evening as a bit of a giveaway while we're talking about Kill Team, and hopefully they'll be able to use it. So it's never been used. It's brand new. It's just been in my hobby drawer. So yeah. And anybody got the price on the Kill Team branded bag? Adam says, I think if I remember right, Adam, it was like £20. Seems to ring a bell. I don't think I've seen a lot of videos talking about the prices, but I've not seen a lot of the prices confirmed online. So what we'll do is, if I can flick across to, let's go across to this monitor, and we'll show some of these pictures. So this is one that I've just shared on the Facebook group tonight. This is the Kill Team starter box. Can we make this any bigger, do we think? Will that go any bigger? No, I think that's it. So this is the Kill Team starter box, unboxed for the first time, so we see it in all of its glory. You've got obviously the front and back of the box there. We've got a couple of sprues here. The grey ones there. I'm guessing they are probably they're the cultists maybe, and the red ones are the Adeptus. I forget who's in that. God, that's terrible. I've just forgot who's in the box now. the other ones anyway. Then you've got a hell of a lot of sprues of terrain. So you can see here just how much terrain there is. That is unbelievable. And I think personally for the money, especially if you're getting some online discounts, and I'll come on to online discounts in a second, that's it's probably worth it just for that alone. You've got you've got the board here as well. So there's a fold-out board, which is the 22-inch by 30-inch. You've got a lot of tokens here as well. Here you've got the core rule book. Then you've got the two sort of, I guess, like mini codexes you could potentially say. So one here, which I'm assuming is for the red models, and this one here is probably for the grey models. It looks like there's a little bit of kind of a get started thing. A thing here about building up your terrain and building up your miniatures. And then here you've got your kill team cards. You've got dice. You've got your bases as well. This is quite interesting, this base here. Not sure which models this one's for. And then you've got one of those new replacements for the Whippy sticks. Yeah, Adam's just keep me right there. It's the Mechanicus versus the Gene Stealers. My mind had gone blank. I'm assuming that this is probably the Gene Stealers here, these two sprues. And then this looks like it's the Adeptus Mechanicus as well. Perfect. So what we've also got as well, if I click into here, we've got some other pictures as well. So close-ups of the board as well. So you can see, I'm assuming this folds out. So that is probably 22 inches down there. And then that's probably about 15 inches and it folds out. Looks nicely detailed. And if I remember right, I'm sure I've read somewhere that these boards are basically printed from a photograph of the boards they make. So they actually paint them up, take a really high resolution picture, and then you sort of print that to make the boards. So that looks quite nice. Oh, I can make it a little bit bigger, can't we? Let's see if we can we skip across to the next picture? No. Let's go down, and so a little bit more of a close-up here, and we've got the actual the miniatures themselves. So again, coloured plastics seems to be the new way. We're doing it. And that looks highly detailed again. At least they're not the push fit ones as well, or it doesn't seem to be the push fit ones that everybody's kind of complaining about some of the joins and stuff. And again, we've got the Gene Stealers here. Assuming that is the Gene Stealers. Looks like it'll think from there. Then we've also got a bit more of a close-up of some of the terrain and the tokens. So that if the tokens are the quality of the ones that come with Shadespire, pretty happy with them. And then we've got some of the here as well. So we've got Kill Team, Tactics cards, and here we've got, oh, I can't read that as well. I can't really see what it says. Oh, that, yeah, we've got some Tactics cards there as well. Then a little bit more of a close-up of some of the sprues for the terrain. So they look pretty cool, nicely detailed. I must admit, I'm really looking forward to seeing the ones that have the statues on as well. So, and I'll blast up a picture of that in a second. So yeah, that looks really nicely detailed, and I think if I remember right as well, it all matches up height-wise with a lot of the terrain that came with the Shadow War Armageddon box as well, and that's all available. So let's flick back across to the main camera for a second. We'll have a bit of a catch up with the chat here as well. So Adam is saying the Sheffield store has its birthday at the end of the month, and they're doing a new rucksack. Very nice. I've not seen the new rucksack yet. Neil is saying first rule of Kill Team is don't talk about Kill Team. Sorry, mate. Already broken that first rule. And then we've got telling me Peter Higgins says just the terrain and the new rules for me. Got enough unpainted minis at the minute. I think we've all got too many painted miniatures. That's the thing. So we've got John is saying his name is Robert Paulson. Whose name is Robert Paulson? Have I missed something in the chat somewhere? Not sure. Sorry, John, if I've missed something there. We've got Patrick's popped in tonight as well. Good evening, all, says Patrick. Here we're getting a little bit of banter between the Belgians and the Dutch. We've also got Panzer Kaput in as well. Nice to see you, Pete. Bugger says, I've not missed it, have I? No, you're all right, buddy. You're still in with it. We're just starting to get into the chat now. I've just shown some pictures from the Facebook group, which I know you've already seen. And then we'll have a bit more chat about it as well. And I'll maybe touch on as well some of the reasons why it's kind of got me quite excited. And I've not really been excited about Games Workshop stuff for a little while. So we'll chat about that one. Then we've got, oh, I don't want to get involved in everybody else's conversations here. Then we've got Gene is saying technical difficulties. Am I having any problems, guys? Did the stream drop or anything? It doesn't say I've got any dropped frames or anything like that. Don't know if that's a problem. We've got Hal Martin's in. Good evening, Hal. Hope you're very well too, buddy. Says, good day, Andy. Hope all is well, mate. Low expectations for Kill Team. High price, regardless of the great content. Scares me a bit as Necromonda really missed it for me. Thanks for the vibe. Well, I guess we'll come on to the price and stuff as well in a little bit. And we'll have a little bit of a chat and see what people think of that one. And then we've got Adam is saying he hopes the tokens will be satin cardboard. It's hard to tell from that, mate, to be honest. I know what you mean, like the Fantasy Flight, really good kind of quality ones. Let's hope they are. We've also got Todd in tonight as well. Evening, Todd. How are you doing, buddy? All the way from the USA as well. And he says today's Kill Team is topic. Thinks he'll Kill Team. Sorry, thinks he'll just get the rule book and the scenery when they sell them separately. I don't think it'll be too long before they sell them separately. And I actually think I read somewhere that the rule book will be out on day one as well. And I think it's priced at about £25. So it depends. If you're going to buy them separately, potentially it might be still worth buying the original box, because it might actually work out cheaper in the long run with a little bit of discount from like a local hobby store or something. And it's not a one-off thing. It's going to be available for quite some time as well. Gene says, we think it was on your end. Sorry, buddy. Michael just saying he's having a nice chat at the minute. I'm just noise in the background. You've probably got me on mute now, mate, while you're just having a chat, aren't you? Neil saying, you're excited because you don't have to paint that 40k Blood Angels army now with Kill Team. Well, there's nothing. I've kind of started painting it already. There's nothing stopping me now having a Blood Angels Kill Team, is there now? So I've got a couple of models painted actually that I might just kind of show on camera tonight. See what you think of them anyway. And John is saying he's still too invested in Star Wars Legion to buy any more games. Maybe. Everything's a maybe, isn't it? I'm too invested in Star Wars as well. I'm too invested in lots of different games, and I shouldn't be doing it, but hey, wouldn't be much of a channel if I didn't get involved with it. So we've got Pete's just saying I just got a blank screen. Has anyone else got that? Can everybody else see what I can see? I'm just having a look. It looks all right on my side, Pete. It looks like it's streaming, and it potentially could be you. Can somebody give Pete a nudge in the chat there? Tell him to reset his screen. We've got Shaggy Wargaming tonight as well. Good evening, buddy. How are you? Patrick saying he's not sure if he'll jump into Kill Team. Quite fond of Dead Zone. Yeah, I mentioned that at the start, and I think we'll touch on Dead Zone, especially with the summer campaign as well. As I think it's a fantastic game, and it's a good alternative as well. So if you're not a GW gamer, and a lot of people are very anti-GW, I think Dead Zone is a real good alternative to this as well. Adam is saying you really shouldn't be browsing Forge World while watching this. I think, Adam, you really shouldn't be browsing Forge World when you've had a couple of drinks. That's when it all goes wrong. Gene is saying, if the counters are crap, I have bezels, but I can't imagine them half-arsing tokens. Maybe not Space Hulk quality, but the Necromonda ones were passable. Yeah, I am actually popping to a shop on Wednesday to see their store version, so I'll have some more information on that one there pretty soon as well. Pete's saying he's got it working now. Good to have you back, buddy. Jens is saying no clue about GW and Warhammer, so don't know how I'll start with Kill Team. Do you know what, do you know what, Jens? You're in the right place, because I think I've mentioned a few times, I've always wanted to play 40k. The idea of painting a full army just always escapes me. I can't commit to that kind of volume of painting. So I've had one game ever, and it was in 5th edition. So I'm starting from scratch as well. I really don't know anything about it. Everything I know is what I've read and what I've heard. So I'm going to be documenting my kind of journey into Kill Team as well. So if you want to kind of join me on that journey, if you want to paint up a small Kill Team force, or if you just want to watch me and maybe take some tips from that, that's a perfect way to get into it. Yeah, it's moving fast tonight, the chat. So Shaggy, Adam's asking, how do you know it's more fun? Have you played it? I guess we can't comment about Kill Team yet at the minute. Really, can we? We can't say whether it's better or worse. I've got high hopes for it, but time will tell. And we're only about a week and a half away from finding out now, I guess. Mark saying not to change the subject, but with the Hellboy PM opening today and Mantic's Hayes Negan coming, I've hit my hobby reserve. Yeah, so there was also the announcement today about Walking Dead Skirmish game as well, which is coming early next year. There's going to be a campaign for it as well. There's going to be the Hunter models are coming. I feel like this week there's so much stuff that's kind of bubbling away. So we've got Adeptus Mechanicus, we've got Lord of the Rings, we've got Kill Team, we've got Walking Dead, we've got Hayes Negan. The Pledge Manager's just come today for Hellboy, so I've got to shout out a bit more for that stuff. It's just... what a fantastic time to be a war game, right? What a fantastic time. Adam is saying, don't worry, the wallet's upstairs. Patrick saying, not anti-GW per se. I like their paints and their novels are quite good. Dead Zones, Outbreak's great. The elite teams are cool. I'm hearing loads of good stuff about Outbreak. I think they've really done some good work about getting things balanced and kind of tidying up the rules, getting them all into one place. Because I think what happens is, as a game grows, it seems to spread itself over multiple books. It's a great time to get into Dead Zone if that's something you want to do now. Shaggy is saying, I think the game will be good. Let me play a load of different factions. That's me, mate. I'm talking about like sort of 5 to 10 models. I can jump between factions. Keeps it nice and fresh. So, what I'll do is, before I move on anymore, I'm going to tell you now how you can win the bag tonight. So what I'm going to do at about 9:45, I'll tell you, I want you to go and comment on one of my other videos, and I'll tell you which one it is at about 9:45. So if you've got a way that you can, whether you're watching this on your TV or you've got your phone in your hand or whatever it is, you're going to need to find a way to go on to one of my other videos, comment on it, and then come back to watch this one. So, and I know that Adam struggled last time, so what I'll do is I'll put a comment in for Adam. I'll actually write his name in it, so you know it's him if he wins, and then that keeps everybody in the competition. So I'm going to run it the same way as I run the Walking Dead one. It seemed to work quite well, so that's what we'll do. So about 9:45 we'll be doing that, and I'll give everyone about 10 minutes to get them in, and then we'll probably draw the winner at about 10 o'clock. So, right, what I'll do now is we're going to click across to the Warhammer community site. So we'll head across there now. And there's been quite a bit released over the last few days. So what we've now got is, today we had the Necrons have been a little bit about their kind of about their kill team focus. Now what's interesting is the units. So we're talking about Necron Warriors, of which I'm pretty sure everybody can. There's plenty of Necron Warriors kicking about. I've certainly got some over there for mine that I got from the Start Collecting box when I was going to start a Necron army. So I've got a pile of them that I can use. There's Immortals, there's Death Marks, and there's Flayed ones as well. Now, one of the things that is worrying me a little bit is how are we going to build these kill teams? So, for example, it says here a Flayed 1 or 2. However, if I click on that, that takes me through to the Games Workshop site, and it sells them in a box of 5 for £25.50. Now, if I only need one of them, am I really going to pay £25.50? Or is this the way they try and gradually build you, get you into building bigger armies and into Warhammer 40,000? Now, I'm not. Am I upset about this? I'd like, if you can field kind of 1 or 2, I would love to see them in boxes of 1 or 2. However, that's a bit of a, I can't really see them making these in 1s and 2s, if you like. The same thing goes for Death Marks as well. So you might only want to kind of play 1 or 2 of these guys. If you come across to the GW website, again, £20.50 for 5 of them. So that's a little bit of a worry for me, I'll be honest. So, for example, if you want to buy a few of these, a couple of them, 1 of them and 1 of them, might make a perfect kill team, but it's probably going to cost you about £100. Certainly eBay, I think, secondhand is going to be great for this. You know, when people have maybe just got odd loose models that you can strip down and repaint. Or if you maybe go in halves with a friend or something like that, and you can share the models between you. However, there's a couple of things that I've looked at today that I think will be good. So, as an example, let me go back to here. We'll click up the Immortals. So one option for Immortals is, let's go back to the 40,000. Let's go to start collecting. Now, start collecting boxes could be a very good way to start building your kill teams. So if we have a look at the Necron one, if I can see it. So £50, so probably you're looking at maybe about £40 from a local reseller, something like that. And in here, you're going to get a Necron Overlord, which potentially you could proxy as something else. You're going to get 12 Necron Warriors. You're going to get 5 Immortals as well. So potentially you could get a pretty decent kill team from a start collecting box, and you've also got a bit of extra stuff, either to sell on the eBay or maybe just to kind of start a new army. So I'm thinking potentially start collecting boxes might be a route into kill team if they don't start selling the smaller ones. So let's have a little look at Orcs as an example. So again, same price, £50, maybe about 40 if you you've got your local game store. Here we've got there's a Pain Boy, 5 Knobs, an Ammo Runt, 11 Boys, and a Death Dread. So if we have a look on Kill Team and we see what we can kind of run, what we can run from, let's have a quick look in the faction focus, see what we can run from an Orc perspective. And the options here is we've got Orc Boys, which you get in that set. You've got Commandos, you've got Burner Boys, Looters, and Gretchen. So potentially a little bit of converting, maybe a little bit of proxy or something like that if you're just playing with your friends. I think that start collecting boxes could be a good route in. Now the other thing I've been looking at as well is if we have a look at, now Death Guard haven't been mentioned yet, but my gut feeling is we're going to see Poxwalkers and we're going to see Death Guard Marines. If we have a look at the Deputies Astartes, what we're seeing here is we're seeing Scouts, we're seeing Tactical Marines, Reavers, and Intercessors. Now, an option could be, as a bit of a cheap gateway in, is the First Strike starter set. So for £25, we're looking at 3 Primaris Intercessors, you've got here. We're looking at 3 Reavers, which you've got here as well. You've also got a Sergeant there as well. Is that not a Sergeant? We've got, oh no, there's just the 6 of them. Sorry, I thought you got a Sergeant in this as well. So you've got 6 models there. Could potentially make a decent kill team. And then for the Death Guard, we've got 3. We've got 3 of the Plague Marines, and you also get, is it 6? I think. Yeah, you get 6 Poxwalkers as well. So that for £25, again, maybe £22, £21, something like that from an online store or a local game store, you've potentially got 2 kill teams there for about 20 quid. So that's potentially not a bad little route in as well. So let's flick back and let's have a catch up with the chat, see what people are chatting about, see what people are thinking. I'll never catch up with all of this. So one of the things we've got, Tony is saying, is kill team different from Necromunda or Dead Zone? So from a Dead Zone point of view, Dead Zone certainly works on a 8x8 grid, which is 3-inch squares, and movement is governed by, each model has a movement of maybe 1 or 2 cubes, and you can basically move from one square to the next, but you can position it anywhere in that square where you're going to get sort of either best line of sight or best cover. It's got a very simple, either you can see the entire model, so you get your bonuses for shooting. I can see part of the model, so you just get your standard dice for shooting, or I can't see any of the model, I can't shoot. It's got some good rules about what size models can fit through sort of gaps in the terrain as well, because obviously Mantic make their own terrain, so they can kind of they can work the rules around what terrain is as well, and obviously you can agree if you're using your own terrain as well. And it's quite a quick game. It can be quite brutal, but it's certainly it's really interesting. It's really fast. The rules are simple to learn, but there is a lot of tactic in it. Necromunda, I would say, is certainly more on the it starts small in the kind of the box set, but it scales up really bigly into kind of 4x4 games. It needs a lot of terrain. But it does have some kind of older mechanics as well as a bit of a mix of new and old stuff in there, to make sure it kind of a nod back to the original Necromunda. And with Kill Team, for what I understand, and again on the community site, there's the 101 about the rules. It looks like it's going to be more. It's very thematic, so you've kind of got to name your characters. You can level them up as you're playing through campaigns yourself. It's also being created for competitive play, like matched play. And the stores will have their own, what's it called? Organized play kits. So if I can flick over to here, I've actually been sent some pictures of these. So we'll flick over. So this is the organized play kits that the stores will be getting. So here's a telling that sort of stores how to run a paint your kill team event, and running a build your kill team event as well. So that's quite interesting. They really are kind of focusing at real first time new players, I think. There's some kill team cards that you'll be able to get. I'm assuming for kind of for entering events or taking part. There's some launch party information, signs for windows. These look like the dials that you also get with some of the Warlord editions of AOS and 40k, but I'm assuming they're for sort of keeping score of objective points or things like that. There's also some of these little sort of, they look like pin badges, or potentially they could be tokens as well, maybe PVC tokens. So we've got them, and then the other part of the kits as well. Now that's not the biggest picture in the world, is it? Let me see if I can download that. I think I've already got it somewhere, actually. Tell you what, we'll flick back while I look for that one. So there's yeah, so the other, let's have a look and see if this opens up. You don't want to hear me kind of looking for things, do you? What I'll do is I'll see if I can. Oh, that one seemed to work. Oh, it's jumping around. Maybe I should just press it once. There we go. We're back now. So what we've got is we've got some best faction pin like button badges, pin badges. So that looks quite interesting. The kind of, you know, well done for entering kind of thing. We've got these signed or digitally signed art prints, which look really nice. I love that Raven Guard print there. I think it's also the cover of the rule book. We've also got some dice rewards. We've got some best gorilla button badges. Don't know what they're for. There's some objective markers, and there's also these monthly best kill team medals. I'm assuming they're going to have like monthly ladders or something like that. So it's really interesting to see how they're going to be supporting this in store. And I think that's probably one of the biggest differences, Tony, from Necromunda, is it's going to be supported in store. It's part of the main GW studio range. Necromunda is from the Specialist Games division. They're handled very separately within Games Workshop. Gene is saying to start small, if at all. Likes the world building and the morals, but 40k is a Frankenstein dinosaur of a game. Yeah, I think there's so many people being involved in it for so long, it feels very difficult to actually dive into it sometimes, doesn't it? I'll see if I can jump around some of this chat as well, because there's a hell of a lot of stuff going on here. We've got Todd is saying one thing about Kill Team is he's got plenty of minis already. I think many do as well. And he also says, did someone mention Walking Dead? Yeah, we very briefly spoke about the announcement today. If you haven't seen it, head over to the Facebook group, and there's an announcement in there about it. Pete's talking about Simon's Cthulhu Death May Die. Yeah, that's another Kickstarter that can swallow a lot of money as well. John's saying about the problem with Warhammer games for him is he finding a local gaming store that has other players to get into it. Being new to Warhammer can be quite intimidating. It's funny because that is actually the attraction for me, because I love Dead Zone. I think it's a fantastic game, but I don't go to a club often enough or on a regular basis to basically kind of to try and convert people over to it, or to start up a new kind of game for people to get into. For me, I'd rather there was a Games Workshop, or I'd rather there was a game I can drop into, and it just so happens that my local clubs tend to play Games Workshop games, and that's why I'm quite excited about this, because it's something I feel I can drop in and out of if I want to go to a games night. Shaggy is saying, yeah, try and find a local gaming club. Most are welcoming you and show you the ropes. 99% of players will be friendly, and everybody wants more players to play against, and they want more people to talk about the hobby with. So yeah, just try and reduce yourself and get involved that way. Patrick's in there after bag. I'll skip it. The kids will nick it and use it for their school stuff. Gina's saying he wishes there were venues locally. Lucky to have the GW Buccaneer, but there's a pile of games I'm interested in that aren't GW. Yeah, there's a lot of games out there. There's so much happening at the minute. It's hard to keep track of it all. Jens is saying Necrons look nice. Adam's saying coming up to birthday, bit of spare cash, always good. Todd is asking about Ash Barker's Last Days. Has anybody played that yet? I know there was a couple of people. I think Revenant Gaming, if he's around, I know he picked up the book for it as well and was planning on using his Walking Dead miniatures for that. Patrick's saying, think you're better off buying a box of Warriors and drape some green stuff if you only need 1 or 2 flayed ones. I think that's probably a way to do it, mate, to be fair, is either split a box with somebody or just convert something up. At the end of the day, I mean, as long as everybody is clear what they are, how bad can it be, really? We've got DM13's coming as well. Evening, buddy. You're just in time for... We're going to start the competition in about 4 minutes. Pete is... Oh, that's just... I've completely lost where the chat is there now. Pete is saying... Let me have a quick drink. My throat's drying out now. Oh, dear me. Lots of chat tonight. Plenty to keep up with. Right, I've completely lost where the chat's up to, so I'm just going to dive back in anywhere now. Apologies if I've missed your chat on this one. We've got Bold and Nerdy's in. Cheers from the US. Nice to see you, buddy. Neil is saying second rule of Kill Team is to spend all your money and then not tell anybody about it after the first rule. Gary's saying it looks interesting. DM13 saying love the idea of using First Strike. Yeah, I was looking for today to try and find cheaper ways to get into it because I think if you really are a new player, you don't want to commit to buying 100 quid's worth of models. You want to dive in and pick and choose. Starter box is going to be a fantastic way, but if somebody's already bought the starter box and you maybe just want to pick up some cheap miniatures, that First Strike one I think will be a good choice. And Bold and Eddie saying that that's the third rule. The second rule is don't talk about Kill Team. The second one is don't tell the wife. Yeah, definitely about that one. Tony saying having build and paint events seems like a great idea. I thought that as well. They really are trying to kind of embrace kind of new players. Andrew is saying is Kill Team the 40k version of Shadespire? It's nothing like Shadespire from a game perspective, but I think GW are going to support it from a competitive player perspective the same way they do with Shadespire. They're certainly trying to push it out into the local gaming stores. It's something I don't think you'll see really supported in Games Workshop stores themselves, a bit like how Shadespire isn't. But I think they're really getting engaged with the local communities through local friendly local gaming stores, and they're trying to get in kind of grassroots that way. And then we've got a bit more. We've got Robert Wood in as well. This is what's up, Andy. Nice to see you, Robert. Hope you're well, buddy. Says he's at the Mall of America. So there we are. We're coming live into the American shopping experience now. Steve is saying he's still got the old Kill Team box. Better get some painting done. Adam says might do Grey Knights and a Death Watch. Yeah, Grey Knights is still to come as well. Find out a bit more about them soon. Pete is saying what's the price point for Kill Team? Okay, so Adam's just mentioned it there. It's £80 for Kill Team. That's for the starter box. However, there will be discounts online, and I've mentioned this company before because they gave me a Shadespire box to give away for a competition. So Asgard Wargaming in the UK. Let me bring up their website as well, and we can share it on there. So Asgard Wargaming. So these guys are based in Middlesbrough, not too far away from me, about a 30-minute drive. And let's flick across to them. And we're going to be kind of working together a little bit on Kill Team. So I'm obviously going to give them a little bit of promotion for their site. And then I'm actually going to pop down there and have a look at their pre-release copy that they're going to have as well. So these guys, basically, as you can see, they cover lots of different games. Plenty of different stuff. So even if you're not into the GW stuff, they definitely cover some other things as well. Dead Zone being one of them as well. However, they do have a pre-order discount of 25%. So Steve, who owns the shop, I had a chat with him today, and he's confirmed that basically They normally have a 10 to 15% discount normally, but for pre-orders, there's a 25% discount on Kill Team. So you'll be able to pick it up in the UK for £60. And I think £60 for all of that terrain and all of those kind of the miniatures and stuff that's in there really is a fantastic deal. So if you're on the fence a little bit and you think £80 is a little bit expensive, how does £60 feel? If £60 feels a bit more up your price range, head across to Asgard War Games. If you head across to Facebook, let's cut that one down. We'll get them in here. Asgard War Games. Head across to Facebook. Here they are. Give them a like as well. If you give them a like, let me just close that bit down. If you give them a like as well, you'll get updated when you see the pre-orders go up. So you'll see here whenever there's a pre-order, they're 25% off this weekend only. So it's only on the pre-order times. So it's worth checking these guys out. Head over to Facebook, give them a like on there, and then you'll see it in the feed when it comes up, and that'll remind you about it as well. But yeah, I'm going to be kind of doing some work with those guys. I'm going to give them a bit of a plug, and they're going to obviously help get me some stuff for the channel, or get some stuff up here, give me some content, a video as well. So that's really good. Adam is saying ad placement warning. That way you have to get the little P in the corner. I'm not being paid by them. They are not paying me. They're not giving me anything for free. I'm just I'm scratching their back. They're going to scratch mine a little bit. So yeah, 60 quid. So I think that's a fantastic deal. Andrew's saying, thinking of Kill Team with Death Guard. Try getting a 40k. Don't like the rule set. Give this a go before getting rid of the minis. That's kind of where I am as well. So I bought the Dark Imperium set. I haven't even had a game of it. But I intend to use them for this. We've got Revenant Tabletops in as well. Hiya, Anth. Just been chatting about you when we were talking about Ash Barker's game last days. Panzer saying, wonder if I could use my Gangs of Rome figures for it. Do you know what it is? I'm sure you could probably use them for Imperial Guard sort of proxies. You could just say that they're kind of they're guardsmen that's been kind of slaved or something like that. They've had their weapons took off them. I'm sure you can find a way to use anything. And that's the thing with the size of the how many models you need for a kill team. If you're just going to play locally with your mates, or you're going to play with kind of a mate in the garage or whatever, or to be fair, the size of the gaming table is a great thing. You can be able to play it on your coffee table. You could use anything you want. I was chatting to Luke this week from Luke's APS. Me and him are going to get together and have a couple of games of this as well. And I think he's planning on using completely non-Games Workshop models. He's going to pick up the rule set and he's going to make his own boards. And he's not going to use GW miniatures. He's going to buy some of the, like all of the various different companies that make orcs or make sort of Imperial Guard or Astra Militarum as they are now, I think. So yeah, you can play what you want. You've probably already got models you can use because you don't need that many. Michael is saying bag time there. Yeah, I'm about 10 minutes late. I'm 5 minutes late. So everybody, let me head across to here. So what we'll do is, if you can go over to YouTube to my channel, you'll see here the Monday Night Live chat from last week. If you click onto the Monday Night Live chat, let me just pause that. Get rid of the ads. If you go there and add a public comment, if you go in there and type Kill Team. Now I'm putting this one in. This one is for Adam Rogers because I know he's I think he watches on his TV and doesn't have access to comment. So this one's going in for him. So if you head over there it is. If you head over to that video, please, and pop that in, and I'll give you until about 10 o'clock. Now, what should happen is my phone should go nuts with loads of comments coming through, so I'll know when it started to happen. So what I'll do is I'll click back to the main camera, and we'll keep chatting while you're all getting in and doing that. So yeah, head across to that video. It's got to be that video because I'm going to use that to choose. I'm going to use that to choose the winner, and I will send it anywhere in the world. Don't worry about where you live. I'll get it out to you if you're the winner. But you have to be subscribed, so I will be checking before I post it out as well. But make sure you're subbed to the channel. We've got somebody else new in, I think, as well. We've got Walter Black in. Evening, Walter. He's saying, can Terminators be included in kill teams now? I don't think they can. I think certainly from, let's go back to the kill team focus thing that we had for, I think the way I understand it is these are the models you can use in a kill team for each faction. So I think like sort of the Intercessors, the Primaris Marines, the Reavers are really about as heavy as they're going to go. So you've got Tactical Marines, Reavers, Intercessors, and you've got Scouts as well. So I don't think it will be Terminators. Now, there's nothing to say that if you've got Terminators and you want to use them as Intercessors, sure, if you agree with your mates or whatever, whoever you play with, won't be a problem. But yeah, so I don't think they're going to be in kill team. However, I'm sure if you want to use them, you can do. Right, what else we got? We've got Pete was saying Asgard have Gangs of Rome demo games at the weekend. Yeah, I went there for the Wild West Exodus demo weekend. Great little store. And sort of one guy owns it and runs the store, does a fantastic job, always rushed off his feet, and it's always good to try and... when I started doing this, I was looking for somebody to kind of almost partner up with a little bit, and I wanted it to be a local store. That store needed to have online sales, and Asgard War Games absolutely fit the bill. Steve's a great guy. If you want something they don't stock, get in touch and he'll get it in for you as well. Let's have a quick chat down here. Kyle is saying both the Daughters of Cain from Asgard, great experience. Thanks for the heads up there, Kyle, as well. Thanks for the, what's the word I'm looking for? Endorsement. Thank you. And we've got DM13 saying, can I be played without terrain? I've gotten on and want to try the game without the cash investment. I think it'll be over with really quick. I think the idea is it's almost kind of stealthy, moving around, but there's nothing stopping you using empty tins of beans, boxes, packets, or anything like that. If you just want to give it a try, mark yourself out on the top of a table, put a few bits of like packets of food and stuff around, any of that kind of stuff. Just give it a shot. Just give it a try. Should never feel kind of forced into buying a load of stuff you don't want without trying a game. So yeah, just do whatever makes you comfortable for it. We've got Neil is saying, can you have Lego People Kill Team? If you want to play Lego People Kill Team, mate, I'll have a game of Lego People Kill Team with you. Adam is saying the internet is sky, so it's about 1.5 meg. I almost got that when I bought this house. I put the offer in. I checked and there was fiber broadband available. I put the offer in. The offer was accepted. And then when I tried to get it connected, they said that the cabinets were full and I couldn't have it. And I thought I was going to get stuck with 1.5 meg as well. But luckily, the house move took that long to get through. The guys had installed a new cabinet. So luckily, I'm all right now. Michael's saying no dreadnoughts. Certainly not at this stage anyway. It's not at this stage. I wouldn't say they're never going to be there, but not at this stage. So yeah, we've got about another 6 or 7 minutes for you to go and get your comments in there. Let me just have a quick check and see how they're going. So if anybody, I'll go back and I'll show you what you have to do. Anybody that's just joined the chat. So in order to win this Warhammer 40,000 messenger bag, what you got to do is head to the YouTube channel. You want to go to this live stream video here, the one from last Monday's live chat. You want to click on there and you want to comment in the comments with Kill Team. You can see there, everybody's already starting to get them in. So we've got Michael's in there, Steve's in, Josie's in, Bold and Nerdy's in, Pete's in, Andrew's in, Barry's in, Ian's in. We've got Daniel in there, Peter's in. We've got DM13's in, Todd's in, Kyle's in, Jens is in. You've got a pretty good chance, guys. At the minute, it says we've got 36 viewers. So at the minute, if everybody enters, you've got a 1 in 36 chance of winning. That's not too bad, is it now? That can't be bad. It's not every night you get a 1 in 36 chance of winning a bag. So what else we got on here? We've got Gina saying, I'm sure they'll tack additional units on later to sell books down the line. Speaking of selling books down the line, there is an expansion, which is Rogue Trader coming. Well, I don't know when it's coming. I'm assuming probably back end of this year. That is basically part of the Kill Team rules, but it'll be the old Rogue Trader, new models. I think there's even like a little dog that comes with it as well. So there's some alternative stuff coming later in the year as well. But it's a fantastic game. If you've ever fancied getting into Warhammer 40,000, you don't fancy the idea of playing those big 6x4 games, you don't have space to play those 6x4 games, this is 22 inches by 30 inches. The starter box comes with terrain, it comes with two kill teams, comes with everything you need. And I will also say as well, so let me just go back to this. I'll have a quick look at this detail. So this is something on the Warhammer community site about 1 week to go. So that's what you get in the starter box. You can see there. Very nice it is too. Here's your core rule manual with a very nice Raven Guard artwork on the front. This is what they're also going to start selling as well. So this is basically a kill zone box that you can buy that will have another mat in it. Again, 30 inches by 22. It has enough terrain to play on the board, but it won't come with any miniatures. It'll come with some scenarios that are specific to this board. And it'll also come with some kill team cards in as well. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure I've read these are going to be about £50. Was it £40? £40 with discount? Can't remember. But they're not too bad. Don't get me wrong, it's still a lot of money. But if you're going to get a board and you're going to get a load of terrain, I mean, that terrain itself, I think the way I've read it before is it would cost you more to buy the terrain than it would do to buy this kill team or this kill zone box. So it's quite interesting that they're going to start doing these as well. That's really quite nice. You've then obviously got these little booster sets that they're going to do. So these are $37.50, I think it is. In here, I think you get 5 Reavers in this box. You've got a couple of bits of scenery. You get tokens. You get some missions to play, and some kill team cards as well. You've also got that's what they look like, the Reavers that are in that box. You've also got the Orc version as well, and this is going to be available on launch day. Again, bit of terrain in there, 5 models. This is the bag as well, so this zips open, and I think there's kind of some foam in there to support your little kill teams. These are some blank data cards, so you can write all your information on and track your progress if you're playing the game as a campaign. And this is some of the terrain that's coming. Now, this looks absolutely amazing. If Kill Team hadn't come along and I just saw this terrain, this could have been enough to get me into 40k, I think, on a bit of a long journey. But I just love this terrain here. It does feel very Dark Angels, but it looks amazing. I mean, look at those statues there for the front of that terrain. Really does kind of get my creative juices flowing, shall we say. So, how are we doing for time? We've got, I'll give you a couple of minutes, so we'll go up to 10 o'clock. Todd is asking if they'll have Tau battle suits. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure there is a battle suit, and I forget which kind it is. But I will bring it up and show you, Todd. So we go back across here. So there's Fire Warriors, there's Fire Warrior Breachers, there's Pathfinders, and there's an XV-25 stealth battlesuit, along with some drones. So there is some battlesuits that will be in there as well. Adam says the Sector Mechanicus box is the reboxed Shadow War. It looks a little bit like that, doesn't it, mate? I think Shadow War was about 75-80 quid as well, though. So even then, I still think it's quite cheap. Pete says, sounds interesting about the idea of Rogue Trader. And Shaggy says that he thinks November Rogue Trader will be out. Wouldn't surprise me if it's ready for a Christmas launch. Patrick is saying, even better, use for kill team, use the Star Wars. That's not a bad shout, mate. Well, you can always use them Stormtroopers as sort of Imperial Guard or something. Kyle saying BT to the rescue. It wouldn't surprise me, Kyle, if you were the one that put it in for me, mate. If you'd connected the new box. We've got Todd is saying, quick change of subject. How do you prep your minis for Gaslands? You leave your vehicles in their colours, or do you strip them down and repaint them? I've seen both, to be honest, Todd. But I think if you just want to do it quick, just spray them black, and then just give them a bit of a you can always spray them black, and you could almost like just scrape some of it off and have the colour coming through or something like that. But yeah, quick and simple is the way to paint them, buddy. Michael is saying, Mantic come up with scenery boosters, GW does it, Mantic comes up with Vanguard, AOS has Skirmish, Dead Zone gets attention, Kill Team comes out, need I continue? Yeah, I'm not, I'd assume that this has been in development for quite some time, but I know what you mean. At the end of the day, they're two companies. GW have a lot of experience. Mantic are a smaller company playing catch-up, but they bring out some fantastic games as well. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I've not played Kill Team yet, but I can vouch for Dead Zone. Dead Zone is a fantastic game. Pete's loving the terrain. Kyle is saying, love the boxes for the terrain alone. Yeah, I'm with you as well. There's a lot of people feel a little bit robbed having to buy terrain with the models that they probably wouldn't buy. But for me, it just gives me a chance to build up my terrain. I don't have a lot of it, so I think it's really, really good for that. Adam is saying, Anthony's saying, sorry, only 40k stuff. I have a NID starter box. Is that usable in Kill Team? Let's have a look, mate. Let's have a look. So, from Tyranids, they have, let's get that across. So, what you can use is you can use Termagants, Hormagants, Warriors, Gene Stealers, and Lictors. So let's have a look at the start collecting boxes. The modern technology, being able to flick between different screens, makes it much easier, doesn't it? Let's see where we got Necrons. Not Necrons, sorry. They're looking for Tyranids. There's a start collecting Tyranids. So the Hive Tyrant, I think it is, isn't it? I don't think you'll be able to use that in there. As beautiful a model as it is, but we are saying it's got 8 Gene Stealers. So, yep, Gene Stealers are in there. We've got a Broodlord, a Trigon. Okay, so certainly be able to use the Gene Stealers in there, I think. And let's see what it says about Gene Stealers. Elite, mobile, hard to pin down. That would suggest that they're going to be quite high points cost. So you might be able to run a 6 Gene Stealer kill team. Perfect. Really fast. Nice close combat. Straight in there and rip them apart. So, yeah. I don't see why you won't be able to, mate. That sounds pretty good. Cool. Right, so we're just after 10 o'clock now. So, what we're going to do, I'll show you how we're going to do this. The moment you've all been waiting for, right? Let's just refresh this. Make sure we've got everybody in there. Honestly, I'm not doing this to try and get the views up. I'm looking at my ugly mug again. Yeah, so we've got 24 comments in there. We've got 40 viewers, and we've only got 24 comments. So some of you haven't entered the competition. We've got Bazza's just come in there. We've got Anthin as well. We've got Ants in there. So right, I'm gonna call a halt to it now. We definitely gave the time for it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut and paste, and we're gonna go across to this random generator, and we'll put it in there. So you're all seeing this live. There's no fix. It's in the amount of commenters is 21. I'm not going to filter it for duplicate users at the minute. So why is it saying that? Oh, we did have a couple in there. I wonder why it's not picking them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it's probably right then, because I think there was some comments already in there as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on here. So here's where we get the drum roll. And the winner is, everyone's name flying past. The winner is Green Stuff Games. Josie, you're the winner. Congratulations. And what I'm going to do, because I'm feeling very generous tonight, is we'll pick a second place winner. So I've got a Warhammer 40,000 lanyard here. And what we'll do is, because I know Josie's in the UK, so the postage won't be too much. We'll pick a runner up, and you can have a 40k lanyard. So the winner of the lanyard is Miniature Painting Michael. The only person who's been trying to tell us to not do 40k tonight. You've just won yourself a beautiful Warhammer 40k lanyard, buddy, that you can proudly wear to play a Dead Zone. How's that for you, mate? So, congratulations Josie, if you're still around. If not, we'll get in touch with you. Josie, congratulations. You're the winner of the bag. And Michael, you're the winner of this beautiful, beautiful lanyard. Look, I'm even going to wear it for you. There you go. So you can wear it and impress all of your friends in your local store. Amazing. Yes, Josie is there. I've just saw a comment pop. Congratulations. It's nice to win something for a change, isn't it? So, let's see if all my all my comments, all my viewers drop away now. So, let's have a bit chat about some other stuff as well. So, Kill Team, guys, I'm hyped for it. I'm going to be picking up my copy from Asgard War Games. So, remember to let's give him a bit more of a plug tonight as well. Normally, Jamie's in as well, giving it a right old plug. But yeah, Asgard War Games. Head across on Facebook, give them a like. You'll get the notification when the stuff goes live, and you'll get 25% off anything that is pre-order that weekend. Whether that be the Orc box, whether that is the Reavers, the Space Marine box, whether that's the little bag, all those kind of things. I'm pretty sure they're all 25% off for that launch weekend. So, if you do buy anything, please tell Steve that this is where you saw it. It'd be really useful. So, everybody's congratulating Josie. Josie's getting a nice big pat on the back. And I hate you from Jens. I'm sure that's meant that quite nicely. Julian Ankers is in as well, saying looking good. Can I say it? Mark saying always a bridesmaid, never the bride. Mark, next time, buddy. Next time. Jens is saying, see you next week. Check my comment in the group. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in, Jens. Really appreciate it. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a bit more of a chat as well. So, if I can, why don't we bring up the Walking Dead stuff as well? That's happened tonight. So, if I can get back into gaming group. Look. Actually, before we move on, Jens has just shared something in the group, so so he's talking about Warhammer 40k Conquest. Now, this is something where you get a miniature, like a magazine thing, I think, and you get a miniature one per week. You can kind of collect. So for $1.99 for the first issue, I think you get 3 models in that. That looks quite good if you do. Oh yeah, you do. You get 3 models, so you get there's certainly some models from the looks like the what's it called, Dark Imperium set. So anybody that's thinking about picking a few up for a kill team, this looks like quite a nice little way to get into it. You can get it delivered. You can get bits and pieces, so you get a mug on your 3rd delivery, bits and pieces. That looks pretty useful if anybody's interested in getting a small kill team that way. So where we are, Walking Dead. Here we are. So on the Mantic blog, Ronnie has been talking about the future of Walking Dead this week. There's 2 things being announced. One a little bit more than the other, or it will be when it eventually loads. Let's flick me back to me while we're doing that, and you can keep an eye on the chat. This blog's taken quite some time to load up. Let's have a look at the chat. Everybody is commenting, congratulating Josie, Tone. Shaggy Wargame saying the store sounds good. How's the postage costs? Now I'm pretty sure there's great deals. Let me have a quick look because it does say ordering from us. Because what so delivery options. Let's have a quick look. So from a delivery options point of view, second class dispatched by Royal Mail. And it's free if your order is over £50 worth of goods. Or first class dispatched by Royal Mail, charged at £4.20, or free if your order is over £80. And then there's an express delivery, which is tracked and signed for within 72 hours, charged at £7.99, or free if you spend over £150. Now, Steve did say that the weight of this Kill Team starter set is it needs to go by courier because it's 5 kilograms in weight. I think it's way too heavy just to go by normal Royal Mail. So I can't confirm the price for delivery. We'll have to check that one out when it comes to the pre-order window. But it's definitely worth checking it out. But yeah, if you go and like the Facebook page, you'll get a bit more information on that one. Right, for some reason, I'll try that again because that Walking Dead one is still taking forever to load. Anyway, I'll talk about it while it's loading. So essentially, there's going to be a skirmish version or a skirmish game based upon the Walking Dead All-Out War. So it's going to use all of the miniatures that's already come out in all of the previous 4 waves. Wave 5's coming soon, which is the Hunters, I think. And basically, it'll see you being able to field a kind of skirmish game, maybe on a 4x4 or a 3x3 size board, where the focus of the game is more the survivors battling against each other. If you've read the comics or you've read the comics or if you've seen the TV series, you'll have an idea. Then it's basically, as the story progresses, the walkers become less important and it's more about the survivors trying to survive. So that's what the skirmish game is going to be based on. It's going to be based on that part. The next thing as well is that they'll obviously continue to do the models. So that looks quite interesting. That's coming next year. There's going to be a campaign as well. That's going to be linked to that as well. That was mentioned in the blog post. The other thing that's coming as well, and it's coming this year, is that there's going to be a Here's Negan board game. So again, you can use your models that you've already got. There'll be some crossover between them. But this is a standalone board game, so you don't need to have bought into Walking Dead previously. This is a good point that you can kind of dive in again later. The interesting thing is it's not going to Kickstarter. I think it's November off the top of my head, but it's going to just launch into stores. You'll be able to pick it up either from Mantic's website or from your local gaming store who sell Mantic stuff, and that will certainly be available to purchase. I do know a little bit more about it. However, it's not been announced by Mantic yet, so I'm not going to say much more. But I do believe that Ronnie's going to be kind of giving bits of spoilers away all this week. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. I don't know why this Mantic blog's not loading for me tonight, so we'll have to just crack on as we are anyway. Let's see what the chat's saying as well. We've got Bald and Nerdy saying yes. Panzer saying Walking Dead really interests me. Yeah, it does me too, mate, as well. When I first heard about it, I was like, right, I need to get in and get some terrain for it. And that was why I picked up a load of Walking Dead terrain from UK Games Expo to kind of get ahead and make a start on it. Gene is saying Wave 5 looks killer. Looks amazing, mate. I wish I could load it up at the minute. I don't know why it's not loading. Josie saying, thanks everybody, got to go out and water dogs, watch this when I get home. Cheers Josie, I'll be in touch about sending you your prize. Neil saying, fourth room of kill team is be prepared to lose. Yeah, I'll be doing that frequently, believe me. DM13 says that does look good actually. Mark was saying he's very late on the Walking Dead game, bought it at Salute this year, my favourite game by far. My brother-in-law sometimes watches this chat. I don't know whether he lurks in the background and doesn't really comment. But he'd been wanting to get into kind of miniature stuff after I'd been chatting about it with him and stuff. So we bought him the Walking Dead for his birthday this year. It was just his birthday a few weeks ago. He's already started painting up some of the miniatures. First time he's ever painted anything. First time he's played a miniatures game, and he's absolutely hooked on it. So I know we'll certainly be starting to play that a little bit more at home as well, in a few beers and a Walking Dead night. So that'll be good. DM13 saying £2 is an easy buy. I think that was on the magazine, and I'm sure I've just saw Tony saying that the Conquest mag's been put on hold. I'm just there. I was sharing it because Jens had put it in. I don't know anything about it, if I'm honest. Then what we got? We've got Shaggy saying saw the GW Weekly mag thing, can't find it anywhere. That's probably why. Then Gene saying love the ease of the mechanics, need to catch up on Wave 4, need another order for some Walking Dead. Bald Nerdy saying he's stoked for the skirmish. Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting. I'm sure they're definitely going to start drip feeding a bit of stuff as it goes as well. We've got A bit of chat about the magazine. PC and the skirmish game interests them. Hope they'll use a similar set of rules. I think it'll pretty much, the basic rules I can imagine will be really, really similar. You might even throw in a few walkers just to kind of add a little bit of, like, think of them as almost like moving terrain. So I think they might throw some in just to kind of spice it up a bit as well. He's Negan board game sounds really interesting. It's birthday then, so a present for me here, missus. It's my birthday then as well, mate, so it might be a present for me too. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I've got the link that I'll have to try and Google it. Mantic blog. I'll try Googling it and try going in from that way. We'll see if it goes in because it's just not connecting. Let's try. I'll try a different browser, see if there's a problem with that. It seems to be loading on a different browser, so I'll be able to flick that across the screen, and then I'll be able to put it on now. So we've got it now. So here we are. Oh, click on the wrong screen again. So I think these pictures are kind of older pictures. I'll let you read it. I'm not going to read it all, basically. But what it's essentially saying is what they've been doing with the product. We've got the wave coming. They're saying it's not the end of the Kickstarter funded products, and that basically that it's becoming finally like All Out War is becoming an All Out War. So there's going to be a release of the Hunters, which I think is saying that basically these were the last and particularly horrible group that Rick met before finding Alexandria. Where those that haven't read it, so that expansion Fear the Hunters comes in September, so that I think is the wave 5. It introduces map-based interlinked campaigns and even a map to track your progress, which sounds really interesting. And then basically there is a bit more stuff as well. So this is going to be the new limited edition Governor's Collection. I think we've seen before as well. And there's a lot of information in here about the skirmish version as well. So here it's basically saying it's no longer those small supply runs to the Atlanta suburbs. It's more about large skirmishes with other groups of survivors tooled up with all their weapons and supplies. And that is becoming a full all-out war. So, yeah, full large-scale skirmish rules to really allow you to min-max those army lists. Bit of fight to the death to see who'll be the biggest and best leader of the world of the Walking Dead. It's getting beta rules for this out before release. We can make sure it's balanced and competitive. And there'll be a massive online campaign in 2019 that incorporates the new skirmish rules. So that sounds really interesting for that. Michael is saying, awesome lanyard, I'll review it. We've got the Dark Artisan in. Good evening, buddy. How you doing, Harry? Hope you're well, mate. Anthony's saying about Rewind, about Last Days. Somebody was asking if anybody had played it, and I just mentioned that I knew you'd pick up the book. Tony says on Spiky Bits, the Hatchet sent letters to subscribers saying it was paused, so it must have been after issue 1. I must admit, I do remember it being announced, but I don't know much about it, so that's maybe what it was. Patrick saying Mantic might walk away with a bulk of his crisis budget this year. Tony saying Negan could be really good. The 5th wave looks sick. There's some quite neat mechanics from what I understand about Negan. I'm sure they'll come out this week. Yeah, the fish tank set looks amazing, doesn't it? Kyle says, all these games, my wallet hates me. Good job, the kids like beans on toast. To be honest, yeah, I'm thinking my missus might have to start eating a little bit of what's it called? Ramen noodles. We might not be able to fill the fridge, I think, when I see all these that's coming out. Pizza and the Hunters expansion sound what you've been looking for. Yeah, I think it's kind of been building up to this point. There's a comment in Ronnie's blog there post that says something like they've sold. Was it? Well, they were talking about. I can remember where it said it. I'll try and feel the words. It's kind of, they sold 3 times as many copies at retail than they sold on the Kickstarter, and the Kickstarter was huge. So there's definitely plenty of people out there with Walking Dead stuff, that's for sure. Tony's saying, find out more on Walking Dead at Conflict 18. I think there's a demo, to be honest, mate. It's either going to be a demo of this or a demo of Negan, so you'll definitely find out more. Adam's saying any of the walkers mutated, and there's either dry out or a puddle of jelly, depending on the weather. I'm not sure they've got a shelf life, mate, have they? As long as they keep feeding, I'm pretty sure they just keep going because they're already dead. I know they do go through sort of states of decay, but I think it gets worse when they've not been eaten, I think. Gene is saying is that this is the impetus to get those terrain projects completed. Still needs a farmhouse though. And Peter's saying one of the reasons why I love all things zombie because of the campaign. Robert saying too many games, not enough time or money. I could not disagree with you. That is a complete, definitely too many games, not enough time and money. But it doesn't stop us, does it? We keep going. So I tell you what, I've really enjoyed it again, and it's absolutely flown by. Now we're in 20 minutes. It's bloody just gone like that. So, bit of a recap what we've been talking about tonight. Obviously, had a massive chat about Kill Team. We've got Josie was the winner of the Warhammer 40,000 bag. So, congrats to Josie. Michael was the winner of the fabulously worn by me, modelled the Warhammer 40,000 lanyard. So, I'll get in touch with you two and get them sent out tonight. Oh, well, not tonight, but I'll get them sent out to you. We've had a bit of a chat about The Walking Dead. We've had a little bit of chatter in there as well about Dead Zone as well. So don't forget, guys, if GW Games is not your kind of thing, in fact, let's get Dead Zone up there and have a quick 2 minutes on Dead Zone before the day is over. So left monitor. So we've got Dead Zone. So the Outbreak rules is basically it's almost like a 2.5 version of the rules. It's a tidy up. It's balanced the lists out. It's got a lot of campaign stuff in there as well. New scenarios. There's some new armies in there, or new factions that are in there, and it also introduces elite armies. For those that don't know about Dead Zone, again, if you're really interested in those kind of small scale games, skirmishy size, Dead Zone is played on a 2 foot by 2 foot playmat, which is that kind of size. Inside this starter box, you get the Enforcers, and you also get the Forge Fathers as well. There's some really, really nice different models. So, for example, there's the Plague models as well. I mean, some of these are, they really are nice sculpts. I know Mantic sometimes take a bit of flack sometimes for some of their sculpts, but the newest stuff really is on a different level now. It's really moved on from where the old stuff was. I mean, some of this, if you've got Tyranids and stuff, you can use them in this game. You know, you can have accounts as you want to just give it a try out. But honestly, it's a really, really quick, fast game. Definitely worth checking out. Definitely worth checking out for the for the summer campaign as well. If I can find the ones that kind of had me. What wasn't Marauders? It was. Okay, well, let's go to where they are now. Let's go back. So if I go back to here, we go to Dead Zone. We go to the armies. Here they are. So you got all the different armies and stuff. Plague ones, Enforcers, Forge. Might have been Forge Fathers. I'm thinking of. This was them. It was these Brocker models. I really like the look of these Brockers. You can kind of. The only thing you can't really get them bigger pictures. I would say you can kind of only zoom in on them, but I mean these are as nice as anything. These, you know what I mean? They really are nice quality sculpts. I know people are complain about the kind of quality of them about them in the past, but there's just, you know, there's loads of character on these. There's definitely plenty of detail that picks up a bit of dry brush as well. So yeah, something else to check out if you if Kill Team's not for you. So what we got here, Peterson, I think you've actually persuaded me to get more Walking Dead. I tell you what, man, I'm here for many games. I don't have a favorite. I don't have anybody that I don't get paid by anybody. I don't have an allegiance to anybody. If it's a good game, I'll tell you about it. I tend not to cover games that I'm not really that interested in because I don't think my passion for them won't come across. So if I tend to seem genuinely positive about games, it's because I'm talking about the ones I'm positive about. Yeah, 15 quid's not too bad, I think, isn't it, for the new rule book with the expansion stuff in it and that as well. Adam is saying you get Star Saga eventually, not just tied to one brand. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. If anybody picked up Hellboy, the pledge manager has just opened today. You'll notice in there's a Dungeon Saga pledge as well, add-on, and there's also a Star Saga add-on if you want to get in with a little bit of a boost with them as well, and to play another game. Mark's just convincing Panzer about Walking Dead as well. Michael's saying don't forget the Mason Labs in Star Saga for the crossover as well. So, yes, that's another thing. I should mention that one. Let's flick back again. So, if you've already, not Dungeon Saga. Let's get it right, Stun. If you've already picked up Star Saga, what you'll find in Star Saga is that you get the Mason Labs models. And these models can also be used in Dead Zone as well. I should mention as well, these are one-piece models as well. They're single piece, like the Walking Dead ones. So there's nothing to put together. But as you can see, there's a lot of detail in them. There's a lot of detail in the sculpt as well. So they'll paint up lovely as well. Yeah, and they're usable as an army now in that game. Robert saying he loves the Plague. Patrick saying Forge Father's rule to his old boots. And we've got Adam saying the Striders are nice. Has anyone done a clear head conversion? I've not seen one, mate. And Anth is saying painting all these Shadows of Brimstone stuff at the minute. Yeah, the Shadows of Brimstone stuff. What? So it wasn't you, Anth, was it, on Twitter that was telling me about the other day? It's from Flying Frog Productions. Yeah, I do love their games. And Adam says, so you talk about things you're interested in. Next week, topics, Pogs. I never got into Pogs, mate. Yo-yos. I remember Coca-Cola giving a yo-yo giveaway years ago. I did get into yo-yos then, but yeah, I'm probably past that now. So what I'll do is we're coming up towards 10:30 now. I'll wrap it up now. All I'll say is, as always, thank you to every single one of you for being in here tonight, for being part of the chat, for being a subscriber, for being a part of the Facebook group. If you're not, head over there and have a look at it. There'll be a link in the description to this video down below. Thank you to my Patreons as well. If anybody would like to support the channel in the future, head across. Again, there'll be a link, I think, in the description. You can check out there. There's a couple of different pledge levels. It's all appreciated, and it all goes back into things like me being able to buy Kill Team so that I can get involved in games like this as well. Thank you again. Yeah, thanks for being part of the chat tonight. It's absolutely flown over. That's the thing with these Monday chats. I keep them to about an hour and a half, so there's just a nice little time while you guys are sitting painting or whatever. We've got Family of Gamers. We got, I'm assuming that's Coach there, just coming at the end. No, nice to see you, Coach. Thanks for coming in, but I'm literally wrapping it up now, buddy. So really sorry. DM13 saying we had someone come to school with Coke and Fanta yo-yos. Yeah, that's it. And if you remember, there was certain gold ring pulls. You could get a gold yo-yo as well. That's my blast from the past as well. Bloody hell. So yeah, thanks everybody. Head across, have a look in the chat there as well. Head over and check out all the different YouTube channels. There are so many guys that pop into this chat who've got their own YouTube channels as well. Everybody just does it for the love of the hobby. Nobody's making anything out of this. Everyone does it for the love of the hobby. Please support everybody. Head across and check everyone out. So again, thanks everyone. I'll be getting some more videos up this week, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you next Monday for the next live chat. Thanks very much for watching.